Okay guys, so we're sitting inside Caterpillar 310 excavator. This is the largest of Caterpillar's mini excavators, and you know, it's a good sized machine, and so we're going to see how this thing performs. Stowers Caterpillar in Knoxville, Tennessee is just fantastic to work with. Anytime I try out a piece of equipment, they always bring me a brand new piece of machinery out. I've worked with some other dealerships and they have, you know, bring something in that's been traded in, or, you know, it's just a rental. I mean, I've had all kinds of machines brought out to try out, but this is a super nice machine. Hopefully you can see here, but you can watch on the screen at least that it's got a climate control. My 299 doesn't have this, so I can literally, I've got a dial over here beside of me, and I can dial it up. Just like your luxury pickup trucks, guys, you can set this thing however you want it. You can also see the slope here, and so we're on this bank that we're going to be kind of cutting back and working on the slope, but let me just kind of pull the machine back and you can sort of watch how this changes. So so right now it's down to 10-degree slope. Now we're going to go back up and climbing this hill. So we're over a 17-degree slope, but I can tell you that this is not near. We're going to get a little steeper now, but this is nothing like the slope that we or my neighbor dug that ditch on, because I showed you it was almost 30 degrees. But you'll notice, you know, a couple of things you'll notice. It's a very quiet machine. I mean, the excavators that I've been in are typically quiet, but this one I feel like is exceptionally quiet compared to those other machines. And so now I'm going to go ahead and get my machine oriented, figure out how I'm wanting to do this to push out this first tree. Unfortunately, I've already piled some topsoil up around it, so I'll kind of have to renegotiate. You know, to be honest, I'm straight with you guys. I think I told you in my earlier videos I was not a Caterpillar guy at all until I got that 299. I used to, I grew up farming, and you know, I was kind of a, you know, John Deere guy, and I had a John Deere piece of equipment. I tried some Caterpillar equipment out and didn't particularly care for it, but their skid steers, and I try to use small equipment. I use skid steers, and their skid steers were, I think in the early days, just weren't as good as some of the other manufacturers, but I could not be more happy with the service that I've received from my machine and from the dealership. And I can promise you I did not receive the type service from John Deere that I did from Caterpillar, and that I've been getting from Caterpillar. So here we got a 3-foot bucket on, and I'm not sure where I was going with that story. I think I was trying to tell you that this is the first year that I have actually operated an excavator. So I've got very few hours of experience on an excavator. I had we rented a case, and it was about a 50,000 pound machine, I think. And so that's what I kind of cut my teeth on in regards to excavating. So so we had that out here, and I used it a little bit, and but very few hours on an excavator. So make fun all you want, but we all start somewhere, and that's just kind of life. So I can promise you my technique is not the best, but I'm hoping that this equipment will make up for my lack of skill. So I think what you can tell right now, I mean, already, again, this is considered a mini excavator, and I have a 3-foot bucket on this machine, and I'm not trying to take huge, massive scoops of dirt out, because there's this is around a tree. We'll start doing that later, but I'm just going to kind of knock this tree out of my way, and I really don't think that I'm going to have to dig around it much, to be honest with you, because I feel like just kind of getting this top loosened up a little bit. I feel like that based on what I've seen so far, that this 310's got enough power to push this thing over. And I was so excited to come up here and push some trees over, and I'm going to put it in a different video, but I made a mistake and actually was trying to get some trees cleaned up, get them out of the way, and in this area right over here. So I was trying to get that area cleaned up to get a row of trees out, and I was going to show you guys how good this machine would do, or how well I was hoping it would do. I didn't really know how good it would do, to be honest with you, so I'm kind of just talking right now, but because I didn't know how I was going to do, but I wanted to see how I was going to do, and I wanted to video it. And so I cut the top, or actually I went to stump one of the trees, and didn't look at the top, and the top was under tension, and the tree flew back on me and pinned me under it. I was just had a small fracture in one of my right foot, but had a neighbor come and use the 299 to lift it off of me, and I'll say that, I'm lucky. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give this thing a push and see what happens, see if what we've got going on here. Because clearly I didn't do much digging, and I believe she's gonna go, guys. I believe she's gonna go. Just like that, just a little bit of digging, little push. Hopefully that doesn't fall on my side-by-side or my building. There we go, we're good. So I thought I judged that pretty good, but it came a little closer than I was hoping. I mean, I think we only missed it by about 6 feet there. So in terms of my building, but yeah, that didn't take much effort at all with this machine. So this is not your dad's mini excavator. This is a powerful machine. I'll try to look up the specs and kind of give you the specs on this thing, so you'll know what the specs are. We've got another camera going down below that I'm hopeful that I can figure out how to kind of piece some videos together and give you kind of this interior view, and then also give you a real-time view from outside of the machine. So I'm going to do something else. Let's go ahead and just pull down here, and let's see if this how well this thing will push this out of the hole. I need to raise it up actually, so that comes to my lack of skill. So again, this is kind of seeing if the machine is strong enough to overcome my lack of skill. Put the blade down. Clean this root ball out some while we're at it. Sure makes them easier to get rid of.
So stuff like this is why I'm looking to get an excavator, because it's just better equipped to do things like what I'm doing right now, cleaning this root ball out, knocking these trees over, and digging these banks back. I can dig a basement with this thing. That's not the type of work I do. We're just to use this thing for farm use. You know, if we've got somebody that's wanting to reclaim some pasture land or food plots, forestry type stuff, I mean that's what we will be using this for. No general construction or, like I said, digging out basements. But if that was your deal, you know, here you go. Let's see if this thing, what happens with the grapple. Let's see now that we got it. So okay, we don't quite have enough power to pull it. We can kind of drag it. So but not quite enough hydraulic power to lift it up, but it's bringing it to me. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. Kind of sitting here on a down slope too, which again, you know, you can see on the monitor here we're at 17.1, so it's still, put our blade down, that takes us to 6.1. Just keep getting some of this dirt out, which will significantly lighten up the root ball and the tree itself. So the reason I dropped the tree on me and had my little accident is because what we do is, while we're kind of, you know, trying to get some places cleared off for the barn and get some pasture cleaned out, I do all the trees just like you see right now. I'm trying to get the lumber out of them, but we've got to get rid of the stumps, so I stump them and top them and keep the logs. You can see we've got more logs piled up around the property, but over there we've got some logs. But so that's kind of my technique. I'm curious now if this thing will, I probably need to bring it in closer to me, see if it'll pick it up. So this comes to this operator. All right, so we've got enough dirt out now, so we're able to pick it up with the grapple. So strong machine for a mini excavator. I mean, when Brian Chamberlain, that's my sales rep, when he told me this was a, you know, considered a mini excavator, it's like, you know, it's kind of not what I think of when I think of a mini excavator, but it's you know, there's no replacement for power, I can say that. And the fact that this machine's powerful and will fit in you know, some tighter places, I guess that's why it gets the classification of mini excavators, just because it can, you know, fit in some tighter areas. So let's see if I can get this thing to push on down the hill a little bit. I'm kind of down here too much on this slope now. And then I think part of it is operator error, because I feel sure that a good operator could probably push that thing around. But let's change my angle a little bit, get a little bit better setup. And the main reason is just I want to just kind of get it down that bank a little bit more to where I can get the chainsaw on it and get it out of here. I think I've kind of reburied this thing a little bit, where it's not wanting to move. Grapple on it, lift it up a little bit, take it out. So I'm going to lower my blade and just take it with the tracks here. Yeah, you can see down there I'm about to get into my building. That was close. That was close, guys. Disaster averted. That would have been terrible. I think I'm gonna have to get myself out of here before I go of this tree too much. Yeah, I'm in quite a little hole now. So let's see here. We can get the machine back out. I've got all the way down here in my stump hole. This tree and the hydraulics to kind of push me backwards and get me out of here. Okay, we're out. Now we've got 2 more trees to push over before we get started here. Digging this bank back. Trying to see what's the best approach here. And it might not be the best idea to kind of try to mix these videos. It might be good to just do one with some commentary like we're doing now from inside the machine. And then I'm just double checking, making sure that I'm not going to swing around and hit anything. I try to take care of my equipment. I think you guys know that from the videos. But also try to take care of other people's equipment too. You know, try to treat it like my own, maybe even better sometimes, because you know, I really appreciate it when somebody lets me try something, borrow something. But if you return it better than it was when you got it, you know, I think people appreciate that and respect that. Wanting to try to just push this thing over without even digging around it. That's why I'm not taking too much dirt, because I guess I'm right now I'm thinking out loud, but I know this tree behind it is going to it's going to have to go too, so I might as well just, you know, I'll end up taking more trees out. I didn't get lined up. It's a small tree. You can see the machine starting to tilt, but because I really need to be, this tree that we're working on is leaning out over the property, and I watched the video the other day. A guy was trying to remove a rock, and he clearly had never operated an excavator, because he was doing it from the short side of the machine, perpendicular, whatever. But yeah, just get lined up with the machine where you got all your tracks on the ground. And I didn't get close enough, but it's still gonna knock this over with no problem. I'm just going to get this thing out of the way. Should have got closer, but we'll get it out of the way, and then we'll knock the bigger one down. Again, just kind of cleaning the root ball out just a little bit, because I'll have to come back and clean this mess up. I was scared to death to operate that big case that we had brought out, and because I honestly, I had tried a backhoe on the farm on a John Deere, and it took me forever to try to dig this little drainage ditch. And from that experience, I thought, I cannot run an excavator. It is just not my thing. I don't know, but you know, I ran dozers and tractors but the excavator thing I thought was kind of beyond my reach, and I made sure nobody was around, and I got up here and I started kind of playing on the thing, and it was so much easier than that backhoe on that John Deere tractor. I have no idea why, but it was just so much easier. And so so I feel like now that, you know, I can at least run one of them, and it's going to take some time. It's like anything else, it takes time. And but you know, here I am, I'm doing it. I'm nothing like, you know, my neighbor, but I'm still getting it done slower. So I'm hoping we got plenty of clearance here. That'd be really bad, but I don't feel like this tree's gonna, you know, hit down there. But it's hard to judge how tall they are, but you can see that I only dug just a little bit there on this one, and I'm just going to see what happens here, just kind of. So, oh yeah, it's going. Guys, you saw I didn't even take a full scoop of dirt out of this thing, and I am not stressing these hydraulics at all. I'm really just sitting here kind of trying to judge this distance, and it's really kind of too late now. How'd we do? Let's look out and see. Did we damage anything? That'd be kind of dumb if I did. Oh no, we're good. So, got both these trees knocked down. We'll get them cleaned up out of the way, clear this area here, and then we'll start taking this bank down. I guess we'll take this one out down here too. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are impressed, but I'm pretty impressed for a so-called mini excavator to topple those big trees super easily. I mean, look at the root ball on this thing. So, I mean, it's not super deep, but it's probably 10 feet across. Try to get this camera reoriented. Let's see, because I just bumped it on the door. Okay. All right. Get our seatbelt back on. Let's get resituated. we can start cleaning this thing up a little bit, make this stump a little more manageable. This root ball. Man, that sun is in my eyes. I don't know how bad the glare is going to be on the camera. So if you guys subscribe and stay tuned, I hope to show you the construction of the barn. You see all that steel down there? Got a local gentleman here that's going to do that. He's been doing it for 20-something years, and I think he also builds barn dominiums as well. I think he'll pretty much do kind of whatever you need the guy to do. He showed up to help get the building unloaded. Yeah, a little tidbit on that. Speaking of getting this building unloaded, you know, we had a driver come in, and it was unloaded with my 299, and I learned something about the auto leveling function. The auto leveling function is not, I repeat, not good for unloading buildings, working with forks, doing precise, you know, just things that need precision. I thought there was a malfunction with the machine, but again, reached out to my rep, Brian, and you know, he called me back. I mean, it was he calls me back in the evenings too, guys. I'm telling you, he's you know, always tries to help out. But he called me and explained to me that, because I'd only use it for dirt work and it works fine, but it was kind of jittery. Took too big of a bite there, but yeah, it's just it was jittery, and he said that it's just kind of the hydraulics were fighting themselves trying to run at that slow of a motion, because I was, you know, they were using it doing really slow, precise movements, and as soon as you would turn the auto leveler feature off, I mean, it was smooth, precise, unloading that building, and you know, I'm just, to be honest with you, I'm trying to save money any way that I can when I can get up here on a weekend or an evening and do some work. And you know, they told me it was going to cost $1,000 to rent a machine to come out here for, you know, really 45 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour's worth of work to unload that building. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I'm like, hey, can we not unload it with the 299? And they're like, a Bobcat? I was like, no, this is not a Bobcat. Let's see, this is you know, Caterpillar's biggest compact track loader. 299 D3 with XE with weights on it. They're like, is it smooth? And I was like, well, I kind of think that's operator dependent, but you know, but yeah, it's smooth. It's not like these, you know, when you say Bobcat, and I know what they're thinking of, these things that are bouncing around all over the place. So I put it in snail mode, and once you put that thing in snail mode, you can really do some precise movements with it. And I think those guys were shocked that that it would unload a 53-foot truckload tractor trailer with without any issues with all that steel. So So I don't know. They might be changing their mind about, you know, renting a piece of equipment every time they go to unload a building, you know, paying $1,000 for it. Alright, I think we've pretty well cleaned this one up. I'll maybe try a little bit more. And I know one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and knock these little saplings off or down, because I don't want them brushing up against the machine. I don't need them anyhow, and put any scratches on it. So as we're going to knock that other tree down, I guess I should just grab this thing and pluck it out now. I'm just trying to knock it away from the machine. I don't want to make a big hole because I don't want to be sitting in it. There we go. Pluck that out. Just kind of fill that back in. There again. Don't want to drag it back toward the machine, so I'll do the same thing. Kind of scoot it away, and then maybe pluck it out. There we go. So there, I'm not sure how much tail swing is on this machine, but there is some tail swing. You guys see me kind of looking around, and you know, it's got a good mirror right over here. I don't have it adjusted the best in the world, but then you've got the you know, you've got your monitor here. The camera on this thing's fantastic. The image quality, I mean, you can look at that. It's, you know, it's like as good as your iPhone. And then you've got your other mirror back here. But so you kind of got to monitor your tail swing for sure. But let's go ahead and see what we're going to get into over here with these. I think I'll I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can grab this one with the grapple maybe. And it's not the best angle for grabbing it, but let's see if we can hook it. I think I've got the root on that other tree too. There we go. Let's see if this thing will spin it around. Yeah, it's kind of, so there's enough rotation there to do that. Like I said, I don't have a good angle there, but we accomplished what we need to accomplish. Now let's take these trees out. It's dead. I know I don't have any leverage on it, but I'm trying to mess up the least amount of ground as I can. Go ahead and knock both of these down. that little plucking technique like I did on that other one. See if I can just grab this little root. See if we push it, if it'll pop on out of there and I won't have a big hole to fill in. Well, I can't get the teeth to grab it, so I guess I'm gonna have to pluck it out of there a little bit better. Dirt where it is. So push this thing out now. Just flick it over out of the way. Or we can use the grapple for what it's made for. Check my clearances here. Swing around. This is small, but I was curious if I could get that grapple to hold on to that. These awkward ankles. Alright, so we had to do a little battery switch. I know you guys didn't want to miss anything, so I didn't move the machine. I've still got the still right where we were at, and let's go ahead and push this thing over. So as we're kind of watching that root ball. Up a little bit. This thing's going to go without even digging around it. I mean, this machine is going to take her out of the ground, and if I had my blade behind me holding my machine from tilting, go. Look at that. You hear that? You see that? Here you go. That's it, guys. So, did not even dig around the roots, and this Mini X knocked that tree out. And you know, I don't know, I'm not going to take the time to measure it, but it's a pretty tall tree. So I'll clean this root ball up in a minute. I'll tell you what, we can go over there. I mean, I looked up to where you guys could kind of see how tall the tree was, how big it is, but let's go ahead and, you know, I'm being totally lazy. I could get out and walk, but so we'll have to look those specs up on this machine, but here's the maximum reach on the machine. I'm not even a third of the way there. And so while we're talking about that, let's just see what the specs are. So this is a Cat 310. And again, like I told you, Caterpillar calls this a mini excavator. So 69.5 horsepower, operating weight of 22,451. This model does have the weight on the back as well as the grapple. The dig depth is 205.2 inches. So one of the benefits, Caterpillar says it's easy to operate, and you guys see what I'm doing with it. And like I said, I've got very few hours on an excavator. We talked about the power, 69.5 horsepower. Gross horsepower is 74.3. Let's see here. Maximum operating weight with a cab is 22,451. And that's based on steel tracks, rubber tracks, or counterweight, and the bucket that you have. Traction force, 19,064 pounds. That's going back to that tractile force that I talked about with the 299, how important that is, because you know we use that to push on that tree, and it's got 6 psi is the ground pressure. Gradability maximum 30 degrees. So there you have it. I don't know if I'm going to include it in this video or not. Maybe I am, but 30 degrees is the maximum gradability. So I'm assuming we pretty much have this machine from Caterpillar specs maxed out on this slope where we're digging the ditch. Operating pressure 3,336. Maybe you guys can see this, I don't know. Digging force 17,459 pounds. Digging force 11,060, that's at the stick. Pump flow 62 gallons a minute. Auxiliary pump 9 gallon a minute. Max auxiliary circuit 4,134 psi. Max flow 35 gallons a minute on your auxiliary circuit.
So the tail swing without a counterweight is 70 inches. Boom reach, maximum reach is 303 inches. So, and like I said, so 303 inches, and that is, I don't even think we're a third on this tree. Third of the way there, so, you know, and I've got it extended, so I don't know, this tree's 70 plus feet tall. And we pushed it down without even digging it out. But so I think that's pretty decent for a quote-unquote mini excavator. Pretty impressed. If you're not impressed, let me know, because I'd like to hear what you guys think. So we need to move this tree, and so I'm going to go ahead and clear the clean this up a little bit, clean the root ball up a little bit, and see if we can let's clean the root ball up, and let's just see if this thing will lift this tree. I'm curious about that. So, and Brian's always told me that, you know, Caterpillar makes, you know, smart machines. So basically, if the machine feels like it's going to be damaged, the computer system takes over and won't let the hydraulic force, you know, it's capable of more than what the computer will let it do. It's my understanding, and that's basically just to protect the machine and make sure that you're not damaging the equipment. I've got 530 hours on the 299 D3, and you know, we've not had really any significant issues with it. I'm going to do a 500-hour review when I get a chance. Hopefully I'll get a chance over the holiday break to do that video and kind of talk you through how it's performed over those 500 hours, what kind of problems I've had. But we'll see. I don't particularly like the slope that I'm on for trying to lift this tree, but I really decided I want to take that one more tree out that's down here below it, and it's on a pretty steep section of this hillside, so I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos, and if you're still with me, I plan to do a video on why I started this YouTube channel, but we and I'm just going to kind of plug it in here, so if you're still watching, you know, you'll get a little taste of that, I guess. But my wife and I talked about starting a YouTube YouTube channel for just trying to encourage people to, you know, get out with their kids. We started doing camping. We bought an RV, and we kind of wanted to go through that because it was, and man, camping and RVing has exploded since COVID. And we started doing it before COVID, and I don't think I put a single RV video out because it's, I don't know, it's another thing just to kind of, you know, exposing your children to that. I'm not a social media guy doing Facebook and, you know,
always wanting to know everybody else's business and always bragging about mine. I don't know. I find it, I don't know. To me, it's just not flattering. It's kind of weird. I mean, most people always put, you know, the best. You know, it's like everybody's living this amazing life. You know, you would think that everybody on there was from Dubai and was loaded, but but anyway, but yeah, putting the kids out there, I've not really been keen on doing that. I try to keep my girls off of social media because I don't think it's good for their mental health. But that was originally why I was going to do the channel, and we kind of had to weigh that out. And like I said, we never even put any RV videos on there. But we're wanting to develop this piece of farmland, and again, it's for our kids. I mean, we wanted to do this for our kids. I grew up on a farm, and they wanted to have some farm animals, and so we were able, the Lord blessed us to buy this piece of property, and blessed me with just an incredible neighbor that's helped me with it. We bought the land. Originally, this land came from him and his wife. So we've been just, you know, God has really blessed us, and so when we got the property, I wanted to, you know, I had this vision of what I wanted to do with it, and I knew there was no way possibly that I could pay someone to do it and, you know, achieve this vision. And I don't know, I have no clue how many yards of dirt we've moved, but, you know, you guys can look around and see that there's been a lot of dirt moved here, and there's been a lot of trees taken down. The road coming in here with the circle drive, I think, is about a half mile. Seems like I got on the side by side and checked that out, and I think it's about a half mile. So good sized road, and I needed a piece of equipment, and I convinced my wife that, you know, I really needed this piece of equipment, and if I took care of it, I could probably sell it for almost as much as I had in it, and just do the work myself, because I have no clue what it would cost me to have somebody else come in here and do this. But I just kind of messed my log up there, running my mouth, and so let's just see. Well, I'm trying to roll it out of there. I don't think it's quite got enough to do this. So this is a, you know, a big tree, but so I don't think there's just quite enough there. I think, what do we say, that forest was like 11,000 pounds. So, well, we got it up a little bit here. So yeah, at least I'm moving it around somewhat. So we'll see if I can kind of, I'd like to be able to push it out of my way, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, and I'm not going to risk it something on the slope. So we'll get this tree cleaned up, stumped and topped, and then this looks like this oak tree right down here. I'm going to take it out because I just think it'll look better if we get it out. It doesn't look extremely healthy to begin with. Right now we're on 14% grade. Now it's going to over 17%. And I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna take this thing back up the hill. So I wanted to start like cutting this hill back some today and video it, but I really think I probably, you know, I needed to take the trees out so I could get my grade right, because I wanted to tie it into this slope right here that we're going up now. And so I think I'm going to have to go ahead and get these trees cleaned up, and once I do that, once I get those cleaned up, then we can start digging with this 3-foot bucket.